Okay, so for powers that are fractional, we can deal with them as well. So if you have a number, a base to the power of a fraction, that's the nth root. Okay, so half power means square root. I was going to draw on that. It's square root. Third power is cubed root. Okay, if you had a to this 1/7 power, that would be seventh root of a. That means what number multiplied by itself 7 times gives you a, okay, etc. So we're finding that's the idea there. It's the nth root. Okay, so examples that they give you, 49 to the power of 5 is equivalent to 49 to the half, and that helps you to recognize that as square root 49. Now, if you want, you could put a 2 there for square root, but you don't have to, because a root or a surd sign with nothing here, nothing in the in front of it, just means square root, second root. However, let's look at example B to see how something different goes. So 64 means to the power of a third, 1/3 means third root. That means what number multiplied by itself 3 times gave us 64. So we're looking for that number. You can use your calculator to find the third root key, and that should give you 16. Otherwise, you can look at 64. I know that 8/8 is 64, but that's 8 squared, but that's not the right one. I know 4 times 4 is 16 times another 4 is 64. So I can sort of manually work it out, but you've got calculators, so use those. And the next example 9 asks you to prime factorize 3024, finding the square root of 3024. Now we've done a few of these before in the previous section, so same as before. So 3024, I'm just going to cut, so I'm just going to halve it. I know that 1512 is half of that value there. When I look at this number here, I know that I can see a factor of 3. 3 5s are 15. So for 1500, it's the 500, and 3 4s are 12. So I'm going to go 3 times 504. Looking at 504, all right, 252 times 2. Then I'll just halve 252 again. So 2 times 126. 126, I can halve it again to 63. 63, I can see a factor of 3 in there, so it's 3 times 21, and 3 7s are 21. So let's gather up the fruit of the tree. So I can see base 2.
Attention staff.
Multiplied by itself. So 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 to the 4. I can also see a base 3 there, 3 of those. So it's times 3 cubed, and I have just a lone 7 there, times 7. Okay, let's square root it now. Fortunately, 2 square rooted leaves us 2, 2 on the outside. 3 square rooted, not easy, but 3 squared times 3 to the 1. I can pull the 3 out to the outside just as 3. I'm just going to slow back a little bit there. You notice the 4 became a 2 because square root of 4 is 2. All right, so I'll just work that through that one a little bit differently. Up here, 2 to the 4 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. 4 4s is 16 together. If I square root 16, I get 4, which is the same as 2 by 2. So what the trick was there that I knew to do is 2, 4 square rooted is 2 squared, because I know 2 squared times 2 squared is 2, 4, 2 to the 4. So you just might have to little play with that just to get the sense of those if you're not that familiar with them. So that's how I, just coming back to the side here, my workings, that's how the 2 to the 4 came outside the surd sign. And I'm just going to keep the surd sign visible to you. I'm just going to put it over here next door to the figures that I've taken out. So I've taken this outside of the surd sign. I've taken one of the 3 squares out and one of them stays inside, and the 7 stays inside as well, because we can't square root 7 to the power of 1. There's only one of those guys. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. I'm just going to roll this up. 12 multiplied by square root 21.